Welcome to the first episode of the CeleNation League podcast series.
In a league of my own, welcome you to my own. I'm back! Don't play like that. If you play like that, I'm gonna play right.
I am one of your co-hosts, captain of the red team, Anthony Scalco. Joined with me, my brother, franchise the rapper, blue team captain Mike Scalco, and the commissioner.
Hello everyone, Commissioner Ashe.
It's Brandon T. Ashe for you. That's actually not your middle name, right?
Sounds good.
It just sounds.
It works.
Yeah. Anyway, welcome. Thank you for joining us for this podcast series as we ramp up to the second season of the CeleNation League. In this podcast episode, we're going to give you a breakdown of how we got here, the history of the league, what to expect, the format, and when and where you can catch our games. So the CeleNation League was born from the CeleGames, which is a basketball tournament birthed in Celebration, Florida in 2013, a playoff of the CeleGames from Dragon Ball Z, if anybody's a fan. 4 teams, initially red, blue, black, and white. Those colors have changed throughout the years, and we've been doing that for almost a decade. Next year will be our 10-year anniversary. Last year, Mike came up with a league format, and so now this will be the second season of that, much more improved. So Mike is going to give us a little bit of a background on that and where we're going.
So the league started last year right after CeleGames 12. We had a great competitive CeleGames, and I wanted to continue to go throughout the summer with competitive basketball. So what I did was set up at Camden, the only place that was open throughout COVID, and we played the first 6 weeks there. In the middle of the first game of the tournament, we got kicked out. Police came for trespassing, so we had to move to Roaring Creek in the middle of the tournament. It was hot as hell, and the green team pulled out an upset victory over the red team, down by 20 in the championship game. It was a great turnout. Everybody had a great time, and so this year we wanted to elevate it, take it indoors. So now we're going to be playing in the Winter Park Community Center. We have mascots for the first time in CeleGames history. So each team is represented by their favorite animal or the captain's favorite animal, and we're taking it from there.
Yeah, it's great to see the growth of the league. We go from a town league, group of friends, 10 to 15 guys with some of their siblings joining for the bigger competitions, to now we have kids and grown men that are playing semi-professional, professional basketball, some guys we haven't seen since high school that went to Division I schools. So the talent is by far the best this year. Looking forward to a great season.
Yes, thank you for that lead in here. So let's discuss really quick just an idea of the talent pool that we have this year. We'll touch on the draft and the formatting of that in a future episode when we have all the captains. But since we have 2 of the 4 captains here, we can talk a little bit of the talent pool. In the past, we've had some people that have played college basketball, some high school basketball talent, really a myriad of experience, although in recent years it's been a little bit less. But this year, with our league, this is probably the highest caliber of player that we have. We have some guys that played D1, some D2 talent, some D3, and some semi-pro players. So, Mike, why don't you tell us about who you have recruited over for here and the level of competition we can expect going in?
So our first pick overall was Johnny Victor over to Dean on the Green Cobras, and he played at UF. He walked on. He was actually recruited for track and field, got a full scholarship, I believe, was high jumping 7'5" He is 6'5", so he's a freak athlete.
He can get up there.
Yeah, he's a freak athlete. And then within the next few rounds, you have AJ, who plays semi-pro. He plays in the FBA. He plays in the ABA. You have Dom, who also plays in the FBA. Nacho plays in the FBA. Myself and Shane. So there's 6 professional players in the pool this time, plus D1. Mike Ingersoll played D2. Yeah, we have
Sauce played D1 football.
That's true. He played at USF. Yeah, but we do have some athletes this time. It's very exciting to see what everybody's going to do together. We are missing a few key elements though. We're missing Chili. He played Rob. D2. Yep, Rob and X as well. They all played in college. But overall, the talent has elevated a lot this season.
Yeah, it should be a great competition. It'll be interesting to see how the teams work out. As we know the history, a lot of the teams have been the same. A lot of the players and few captains have picked similar players, and it's kind of switched up in recent years, and definitely this year it's all different. A lot of new faces. So we'll see how the practices go, see how the lead up to it happens, and should be fun and interesting to watch. Anybody's game, anybody can win.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the teams are pretty balanced this year. I guess an explanation of the way that the season works. So in the past, our CeleGames have been a one-day tournament. In the very beginning, it was a round-robin tournament where each team would play each other once, and then depending on record, we would then seed teams and do a single elimination tournament. Now we do a double elimination tournament, so you basically have to lose twice. In the regular season, it's a 6-game season. I know it's not 6 weeks this year of regular season. I think every team plays twice, one time. So that'll be a little bit of a challenge for teams to balance themselves to play 2 games in a 3-hour stretch. But basically, you play 6 regular season games. Each team plays each other twice. Our tiebreaker has normally been a point differential between teams. And then we see them run through 4, and we do a CeleGames style tournament for the playoffs, 1 through 4, 2 through 3, to then determine the winner.
Yeah, I think the big thing this year is obviously the venue. Inside, indoors, no weather, no rain issues. It'll be fair. It's true competition.
Yeah.
It's a serious competition. It's a real basketball court. There's no mopping the floor, clearing off the rain. So I'm looking forward to it. We will have some mops for sweat, as professionals do. But I'm looking forward to the competition. It should be great.
Yeah.
The atmosphere will be awesome. It'll feel like the real deal.
I think a big factor as well will be having a scoreboard, being able to see the time, so that there's no issues of the half just being called without a countdown, which is something we've experienced many times now in CeleGames past. So yeah, I think having the actual court is going to improve shooting percentage because we're not shooting on double rims outside with a very windy Warren Creek, and it's going to improve just overall gameplay having an indoor court and having a scoreboard and the ability to not die of heat stroke.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a good lead into the predictions. I'll start off and say that I think games are going to be a lot higher scoring now, playing inside. The rims are friendlier.
Yeah.
There's no wind, there's no sun, there's no humidity. Even the court itself, running on it is going to be far less taxing on your lower body in theory. So guys should be able to last much longer. If you're a shooter, you're probably going to have a better experience offensively in this type of a game. So I think the talent will start to sort of separate itself. I think outdoors kept everybody a little grounded because it was just a lot harder to really get into a rhythm. But I do think most of the teams are pretty even. Everybody has something they're good at, whether it's a strong offensive attack or a well-balanced approach, or a team that's super athletic. I think you could find a flaw in each team. So that was one of the problems we had last year, where the purple team was just incredibly outmatched. They've been relegated this year, replaced by the Golden Eagles, the Vegas Golden Eagles, excuse me. But yeah, so I think that's kind of what you can expect. We're going to see a lot more offense, a lot more fluidity. I think the games will be a little bit more exciting to watch. I mean, they're always exciting, but I think you're not going to see teams fatigued and dying at the end of them. Everybody should stay pretty competitive throughout the 1 or 2 games that they play a day.
And we have an actual size court too. That was the main thing was Camden. It was enclosed by a fence. So if the ball went out of bounds, that was it. There was the baseline was out of bounds. You couldn't save the ball. There was no play on the ball.
Like this to
and
inbound the ball.
Yeah, and the half court line was about NBA 3. So
you're pulling up from half.
You're pulling up from half, and you have a good chance of hitting it. But then when we switched over to Roaring, it's the complete opposite. Yeah. It's a very large court.
Yep.
So we had the opposite issue of it's too much running now, and now everybody's dying. So there's no happy medium. Now that we have a consistent court throughout indoor, normal regulation length, I think that's going to play some kind of a key factor as well in allowing these games to be very competitive.
Yeah, I think it's important as we lead up. It'll be interesting to see how teams get used to it. A lot of these guys, a lot of the players haven't played inside in years. Since high school, some of them even since their college days. And so it's just been outside at these lakeside and Celebration, Roaring Creek, Camden. So it's been a different environment. The heat is going to be great to see them keep up their ability. You won't die from heat stroke anymore. So it'll be nice to see it. As you guys said, the big things are the scoreboard and the shot clock.
Yeah.
I mean, the timing. And so it'll be interesting to have it, and looking forward to it.
Yeah.
July 3rd, we'll get it started.
And piggybacking off of that, with the indoor, there is the elements of indoor that are different than outdoor in the fact of a cold gym. You're breathing in different air, so that is something you have to get acclimated to. And also the slipping. You'll see a lot more people cleaning their shoes. The wood floor is more conducive of people slipping and sliding because it's not concrete. You're not grabbing with your shoes.
That's true.
There are some elements that are better outdoors, but primarily overall, it is a better experience indoors. I think it's going to take a few weeks for people to get adjusted to the indoor playing style. For those of us that haven't been playing indoors already.
Yeah, the quality of the hardwood is definitely a piece of it too. I've played in hardwoods where it's like there's just no grip at all, and you're just slipping and sliding, and it's really hard to get traction.
I personally love this court. That's why I picked it.
All right, good.
So
I haven't played on it.
Yeah, it's very friendly.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah, it's a very nice facility, Winter Park Community Center. Don't steal it from us. And they have mops provided so we can clean up before we start everything.
Yeah, which would be good
I
if
think it's
guys
gonna be
fall
good. Yeah,
sweaty.
It's going to be fine.
Well, I think that's a good transition. Let's move into an explanation of the rule set that we play. So if you've played intramural basketball, then you're very familiar with this rule set. We play 2 20-minute halves with a running clock. Clock stops in the last 2 minutes of play. Each team gets 4 timeouts. I mean, we'll take the liberty of stopping the clock if there's some sort of disagreement or clock issue or an injury or something. But normally the clock continues regardless if it's a made basket or a foul or even free throws. So taking that into consideration, though the usage of timeouts as a strategy will be different this year because you're not taking timeouts to pace your team as much throughout the heat or the weather or the humidity or like whatever it is that's burdening you. So now there's going to be a bit more strategy, assuming you do use your timeouts and change your defenses. Each player has 5 fouls, which we try to enforce. It's a little bit hard if we don't have the people that are doing that, but it's 5 fouls. After 6, you're in the single bonus, and then after that is a guaranteed double bonus for 10 fouls. Generally only comes up at the end of a game if you're trying to stop the clock or stop a team from winning or trying to get back into the game. We've seen teams utilize this strategy to end up coming back to win because teams didn't take care of the ball. I mean, the green team in the finals against blue almost did that, where they encroached the out-of-bounds area last year. Fadi on Parker, I don't know what he was thinking there, but nearly cost himself that game.
Terrible.
Generally, 3 referees. Hopefully, we self-ref, so
that is another factor.
Definitely.
We self-officiate all the games, so it's 3 ideally ref from the teams that are not playing will be reffing. Ideally, 3 cameras are rolling at all times. The games are filmed, edited, stats are kept, and awards are given at the end of the season. This year, we're going to be establishing some new awards, and next episode, we're going to have some predictions once we have all the captains in here of who we think. But I think with Commissioner Ashe, we should get his predictions for some of the accolades this year. There's going to be 6.
Yeah, I was going to say set them up.
Yeah, so we have. Do you have it?
I have the rosters here. So
you have the rosters. Okay, so I know we have MVP.
Yep.
We have. Well, we'll just go one at a time. So your choice for MVP.
MVP. I'm going to pick number 1 overall pick. I think Johnny Victor. I think he's going to show out. I think he's going to do some amazing things. That does mean you would think the Green Cobras would have a pretty good season if he's MVP, but I do think that's the case. So
Okay.
Johnny Victor.
So then we have our Rookie of the Year.
I could pick him as he's first, but I'll pick somebody else because he's already MVP. I think Quentin. I think Quentin's going to be. He did get drafted a little late.
Yeah.
I was surprised. I think it might not have been. Captains might not have known his ability, but I do believe if high school Quentin comes out, I think he's going to be the Rookie of the Year.
Okay. We have Defensive Player of the Year.
I would say based on history, I think Slim Delirium, Noah Perez. If he gets enough playing time, I know we'll see what happens. There's some semi-pro guys, so he may be more of a coach role this year. But I think if he gets out there,
I don't think there's any semi-pro guys on the red team. I think he's definitely going to play.
Well,
but they're both going to play together.
It's up to you, Captain.
I drafted a defensive team for that reason.
I think Slim's got some defensive prowess, and I think
Don't sleep on Sauce either.
Sauce is good too. So yeah, I would say him.
Okay. 6th Man of the Year.
6th Man of the Year.
There's one guy that's going to be hoping you say his name.
I just saw his name. I think we're going to go with Luke. Although Luke probably should start. But if Luke does not start, we'd have him 6 man of the
Man of the
year.
year.
Good effort guy, high intensity, high motor. So
Great calves as well.
great calves.
Most improved.
Most improved. That's a really good one. I've already done. I would like to spread it out and give some love to other teams. I think Chan. I think Chan's showed a lot of prowess, but I think the indoor court's going to be a huge factor.
Okay.
Be able to keep up the intensity, high rebound numbers, high effort, some good assists. So.
There you have it.
I like how you wanted diversity and you only picked the red and green teams.
Yeah, I think it's important to let everybody else shine out. Obviously,
First and
MVPs,
second teams.
all the first round picks can be MVPs. I mean, they're all super talented.
I think at this point, what we saw last year with Gator being a 6th or 7th round pick and being number 3 in MVP voting, MVP can go to anybody.
Yeah.
It really can. I mean, Gator had a great performance last season and nobody saw it coming, so who's to say who's going to be the MVP of this season?
And the captains, not to forget about you guys. The captains are talented at basketball, and so BDM is more of a coach than a player. But I think you guys will definitely show out, and looking forward to it.
I'll settle for being an all-star again. I just want to win. The red team just wants to win. We want to avenge that 20-point blown loss in the second half of last year. So.
Well, no more JoJo, and we'll see what that does.
Which
for your
hurts.
team.
Which hurts. We loved having JoJo on the red team. But we got Ingersoll, 2-time red team champion. So
we have that size compensation with Vinny.
We got Vin. We got Slim Delirium's long. We got Axel. We got Luke. We got Ashley. She's tall. I don't really know much about Danny, but
Danny's
how
a
big
solid
he
player.
is. Yeah, I mean, I think the red team is pretty solid. All right, so Commissioner Ashe, what's your prediction? Who do you think wins the league this year?
I think it's tough. Looking at the teams, I think green team makes it to the finals, and I think blue team does, and that is a big prediction based on guys I've not seen much film from.
Like who?
Like Nacho and Shane. I'm not seeing Shane.
Fair enough. Yes. No,
But if they can play, like I've heard they can play, that could change a lot of things. So I mean it's anybody's game, but I think that would be an interesting final. But I think red team definitely was drafted a lot differently. So
every team was drafted.
Every team was drafted differently. The red team's a lot more defensive. It's not as much offense. So if you guys lock down those shooters and play good defense, you could definitely be in the championship. But I would say green and blue in the finals, and then currently I'm leaning towards green as the early prediction.
Fair enough.
Green Cobras, that is.
The Green Cobras. Green Team Dean.
But we'll see what happens.
So you think BDM's team comes in last?
It appears so, yeah.
Okay, it's an interesting prediction. I think Dom is a slept-on player. I think that he is extremely good. He is. I mean, in his semi-pro, he's averaging over 30 points a game. So he's going to be somebody that needs to be watched. The issue with that squad is who's going to handle the ball between him and Ish.
I just think that team struggles with having a bridge piece, and I think their offense is going to come from 2 people. And I think that's where they're going to struggle a little bit. It's going to be very Ish and Dom heavy. I think the other guys are going to be expected to pick up the pieces from there, grab offensive rebounds, putbacks. I think they're going to struggle a little bit on offense. I also don't know how big they are. I think the green team against them is a really fascinating first round, because I think the green team is just significantly bigger than they are and more athletic. And I know Dante's he's not very tall, but he's very stout and he's a hard worker. But I don't know. It's going to be really interesting. I think Gold Team's biggest disadvantage is that BDM doesn't really play a lot. So he basically has to draft a complete team, not factoring himself in or what he does. I mean, maybe he'll start. I don't know.
I do think that is a different factor, though, because he comes as a coach sometimes and has a plan and gets to do substitutions and monitor it when you guys are out there playing.
It is easier to coach on the side.
The green team's a bad matchup for him physically, though, because of how athletic they are. And I'm not sure how much he really stays on the court in that game. He might coach more than he plays against that team.
If he comes with a game plan and is able to coach and make adjustments, that would be the only benefit to that.
Yeah,
We'll see what happens.
If we get a Dom that scores 30 plus, maybe it doesn't really matter. Maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe the green team just has to outscore Old. We'll see. We haven't played a CeleGames inside, so I take a lot of it from outdoors, where it's really hard for one guy to just win a game. It usually doesn't happen consistently. But maybe indoors, Dom just takes over, and he's the best player, and he wins MVP. I mean, he's a sleeper for sure.
I think those are the three. I think AJ, Dom, and Johnny Picture are the three favorites for MVP. I think quite clearly they're the most talented offensive players, and that's without seeing Johnny play, but hearing more so what he does.
Yeah, obviously AJ's a shooter and can shoot and drive and do all you want from a superstar.
Yeah.
But I think some of the newer guys will have some good moments too. So
it should be exciting.
Don't sleep on Ingersoll.
Ingersoll will do well.
I know he's coming
lay
off
off
the
the
groin.
paraphernalia.
I knew he's coming off the groin, and he's had some other questionable decision-making skills, but
Finish your real estate.
he plays well in the red team. We're going to get him open jump shots. We got Luke Finelli. We got Axel, who's been in the gym every day also. Red team has been slowly working quietly in the trenches to get sexy. So
Actual sportsman of the year, personality of the year.
I love that guy.
So.
He's easily, him and Parker are the two best huggers.
Yeah, I was about to say Parker's in that
Parker's good
conversation.
too.
Axel and Parker. Mitch would also be up there as well.
Mitch gets angry though. Those two don't
He
get
can
angry.
get
Gets angry.
Axel can get Axel
can
and Parker
sometimes.
can sometimes get a little upset. I think everybody's got a little bit. I don't know if there's one person who doesn't.
Chris.
Yeah,
He's not in the league.
Unfortunately, Chris
Tyson.
retired.
Yeah, well, him and the purple team got relegated.
Got relegated, and he has to sit out.
A lot of that team isn't playing this year. I'll
That's
tell you who's a storyline before we close out here. Well, let's talk about people who we think have the most to prove. And it's okay to say it because we'll say it to their face, whether they watch the pod or not. They know. Who is someone who has a lot to prove? There's one obvious answer, but I'll try to get away from that and pick somebody else. Mike's.
I think with where he was picked, I think Fadi.
Okay, you're going Fadrick. Okay,
Yeah,
interesting.
I mean, he plays well in pickup.
He does.
He is somebody that can perform. It's a matter of, is he going to perform in the CeleGames, and is he worthy of that third-round pick that Dean used on him? That's going to be interesting.
It was a shocking pick.
Yeah,
It was
last
unexpected.
year on the blue team, we all struggled, and I don't think that he played his best basketball. I don't think that as a team we played very well. So he's somebody that, in my radar for most improved player, I hope he does well. I love Fadi, so that's definitely somebody that I think has something to prove in the third-round pick.
What about you?
Well, the obvious one is CJ. That's always my pick. I mean, CJ it's almost easy to say CJ has the most to prove because he's historically struggled in the CeleGames and in the CeleGames league. I thought he played well on the red team before we had to trade him to get JoJo, but he did struggle with his shot and he had a lot of turnovers for us. I think CJ hasn't really been utilized on other teams in the way that I think he's best utilized, which is almost as really should be a point guard. So it'll be interesting on the green team, similar with Fadi. I guess the green team's a lot of guys have something to prove. I'm not really sure what CJ does on that team. I think it's an interesting fit for him. Coming off the bench might be a little weird for him. There's only one ball. You have Fadi, you've got Santi, you've got Johnny. I mean, the good thing for them is Dean doesn't want to touch the ball other than shoot it, so you don't got to worry about him. But I'm really curious to see what do you get from CJ? Will he have a bounce back, or is he going to struggle? I mean, indoors, in theory, he should shoot better, but shooting's not really his game unless it's completely open. So I think CJ has probably the most to prove of anybody. Of one individual player, I would say it's CJ.
Oh, and you have a Kyson in there. Last overall pick. Kyson's not that bad of a player. It's more his temperament that puts him there and his headspace.
There's more than just CJ. Like I have 5 people I could think of.
I think there's 2 on the blue team that I would just like to see a lot out of, but in Gator, I would like to see.
Well, he has a lot on his plate because of the fact that he played so well last time.
Correct. Now,
Okay, yeah, I can see that narrative.
Needs to bring it back, and then I think Zane Burke.
Yeah, the realtor. Yeah.
Zane the realtor, I think could be a key role player.
Yeah.
If he's consistent, and so I think that would be interesting to watch. Other than those are 2, lower level guys that aren't the superstars needed to show out.
Gator was an all-star. I thought Gator was really good. I thought Gator was really
Number
good.
3 MVP.
Yeah, but
We just don't
not
know.
the first round pick type guy.
And he's also about 15 pounds.
I was going to
heavier
say
than he was.
he's still Deflategate right now. He's got to lose some more of that weight to get
I
back.
believe in both of those guys. I think they'll be key to blue. As obviously, I'm big on the green teams on paper. All this can change. But
Dean's painting at the table. The Jewish connection, I see.
It is. Money. Wire transfer me $1 million.
I can see that.
But I think if Zane and Gator play how they can play, I think that would be a huge boost to the baby blue team. So we'll see.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Maybe it'll be a big boost to Zane's closing sales as well for his realtor stuff too.
You give out tickets to the games as a prize for selling out.
Yeah, he's the second best realtor in the league right now. Julie's got him.
True. And did I hear Ingersoll's joining the realtor game too?
Well, the red team had to get a real estate agent on our team, on our roster. We just had to secure that.
Slim will inspect the homes.
Yes, we had a home inspector. Shout out to the CeleBration home
So
inspector.
our hardworking individuals, this is not a full-time job, but
This will be a full-time job, Commissioner Ashe.
as we get there. No, my commissioner job's full-time.
Yeah, you're the most important piece of this. We wouldn't be here without you.
Absolutely.
Will you show up? That's actually another person got something.
Yeah,
to
that's
do.
true. Brandon has
You guys forgot about that. So
Yeah, it's B. Ashe.
as we all know, my appearances have been slim to none.
Delirium.
The draft's where I shine, but I will be there July 3rd, center court. I
What
hope.
about the other dates?
I will be there July 11th. There's a little math there because the first is on July 9th.
9th, yeah.
Sorry, we're doing Sunday the first game and Saturday is the rest of the way.
Don't worry, I forgot to.
6 to 9. I will be there. I'll be on the announcing team. We will be putting a full production together.
Yes, sir.
I'll be suited and booted and ready to go.
Let's go.
Zoot suit.
I like to
We
hear.
got AC in a bathroom, so I'm there.
That's what I like to hear.
All right, finally, any subplots that we're watching out for leading into the CeleGames?
I'll say trades.
It's gonna be really hard because we
I
all
don't
have
think there's been any
jerseys.
trades on the. Yeah, that's true. But there's no trades on the table right now.
No, there's
that I
no
know
trades
of.
on the table. It's been pretty
I think
quiet.
everybody's happy with their teams.
There's
but
guys
got
on
trades.
BDM took people I wanted, but I don't know who I would be able to trade for them. I'd love to have Ethan and Mo. I mean, Mo's a guaranteed W. You get Mo, you're probably winning the championship. He's the Robert Horry of this league. Big Mo fan.
Yeah, it's been pretty quiet on the trade front, so see what happens, and I think we can trade captains, maybe.
I would love to trade for Dean and BDM.
We tried that last year.
Yeah, try to trade for Chris and Joe Small.
But
Happy
yeah,
birthday, Joe Hall.
just, I also, as most of you are watching, playing in the league, please show up. It's important to show up. It's if a team shows up with 5 players, it just ruins the experience for everybody. So please show up. You all signed up, paid your money, so obviously you expect to be there.
Yeah, I think with paying
But
their money, they're going to
just,
be more
you know,
committed.
That's true. Yeah, the first game of last year, the purple team had a forfeit. I mean, that really set the tone for them the whole season.
Yeah.
But that's right, we did have a forfeit from the purple team.
Yeah.
I think we had another game. Didn't the team have to play with like 4 or something?
I do think that I heard, yeah.
I think there was like I thought there was one other game where a team was like really down. Wasn't it purple blue where they had like half their team show up at halftime? Didn't like
Probably.
Kyson and
I think
Ethan-
purple
I'm sure
did
that they
show
were
up
late.
for-
I thought they had like the first 2 weeks of the year they barely had a team to
That
start.
sounds
I
about right.
think I'm remembering correctly. No Chill Nate Gill was on that team. Yeah, that purple team was just they've been relegated. If this was soccer, European soccer,
They're done.
they'd be we put them in some random
First
small
game
town
July
Russia.
3rd. Obviously, you all signed up, so you should be in town for 4th of July weekend. So, looking forward to it, and
Fireworks are going to be on the floor as well,
they will.
and then party at Brandon Ash's house.
I'll be at my house.
Here's a subplot I'm looking forward to. Can the red team stop blowing leads in the championship? And will Sauce and I not get angry at our teammates?
Does it guarantee you're going to get angry at somebody?
Sauce and I will probably get mad at someone. Who?
Luke.
Whoa,
Luke is probably the lead. Luke or Axel. It might be Axel. One of them is probably the leading candidate.
Well,
for
Axel's
you.
100% guaranteed, but I think Luke as well.
You can't get mad at either of them. They're very nice guys.
Oh, I love them, but Sauce and I will yell at anyone other than ourselves. That's just a guarantee. There's a chance. We're definitely going to get mad at the other team, so maybe we'll get mad at the other team.
And the refs.
Oh, God. Yeah, the officiating.
Have we talked about the officiating crew yet? Who's our top?
I don't know who's going to officiate the games. I'm not playing.
That'll be released
Later
when I
on.
release the schedule.
We're going to put on the NBA.com/referee assignments. We're going to have that for the
Scott
CeleGamesLeague.com. The extender, Scott Foster.
Zach Zarbo and Ben Taylor are our first
I have written down who can film
Tony
and
Brothers.
who can officiate from each team, and I will assign
good, yeah.
so that there's no question going into it. You know that week you're going to be officiating. There's no questions of it. You're going to officiate, and you're going to do the best you can. We're not going to have a Kyson.
We've had some really bad.
Kyson blew the game for us last year against Green. So I will
Luke
not
and
have that.
Foddy, terrible.
Not have that happen.
Noah. Parker and Gator, terrible.
Yeah, no, a lot of poor officiating. So
There's not many people who are actually willing to. The red team has 3 of the people that will ref, me, Sauce, and Noah. There's not that many other people that are consistently.
I have it figured out. I have who will, even if they're not willing to, who will. Yeah.
I mean, I'll ref my own game if I have to at this point, but we're not getting an 8-second call or people who don't know the rules.
We'll hire outside help if nobody's reffing their own games. We got it.
That'll be the next year. Unless you have that kind of money in the budget, then I don't know.
Well, Dean and I have the wire transfers flowing through, so we'll get some more cash.
We're gonna put Dean's
You get it in
business
from Israel. We'll see what happens.
That's fun. All right, let's wrap it up here. I guess our closing thoughts are that we're excited for the league. Starts again July 3rd, which is a Sunday. Every other game is a Saturday. It only took me like 3 times to remember that was the case. Brandon will be doing a special little ceremony to start the league here. We really should have given the green team their rings or something to start the season. We don't have anything for them, but we really should have that's how you start the season.
Yeah.
You know, the champions play first.
We'll unveil the banner. We'll put a banner
Yeah,
up.
we'll put the green team banner up. Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be an exciting season. It's going to be a hot summer, July and August. Very highly contested. Teams are excited to play. New rivalries will be formed.
Yeah, I would say we're looking forward to it. All your teams get together, start talking, start communicating, figuring out what you want to do. Even if you can't play pickup between now and then, get ready. It's going to be intense. July 3rd. We'll see you there.
Get ready. You're going to get fucked up. All right. Thank you for joining, everybody. We'll see you for the next episode.